Well, we have a little bit to talk about today. I'm gonna start it off with this, and then I'll do the rest. This guy that I'm buying, that Arita signed Charizard from. Now the Arita signed Charizard was signed in English, Mizuho Arita. There's no illustration. The autograph did get a 10. You know that first edition PSA 7 Charizard. The card itself got a 7. Horrible off centering, but again, we agreed on 11.5. You know that I'll get to it in December when we meet. Even though at the time, right now, it might be a little bit overpriced. Even though I think long term it's worth a little more. Um, Fuck. By the time December comes, we're looking, and the reason I'm saying that is because we had a charge. This was a few weeks ago, which I did. Normally, I don't pay for most cards. I don't really go under first edition PSA 8. Maybe if it's like base set and has first edition PSA 7, and it's got like a high price. Okay, I'm gonna start paying more attention to Charizards because a first edition Charizard base set PSA 3. Now, granted, this PSA 3, this was a few weeks ago, or earlier in the month, like 2 weeks ago. This was an Australian auction. Australia has to pay a lot of import fees and taxes when they get stuff shipped from the US. So, if someone in Australia wanted this to not have to pay those fees, they would pay a premium. That being said, one sold a few weeks ago at an Australian auction for $7,200. I didn't see it because I'm not fucking covering that. I'm not covering low stuff. So I saw, and the reason why I looked at that is because somebody had messaged me like saying, "Hey, did you see what's your first edition PSA 3 Charizard? What would?" I was like, "I don't know, maybe like $2,000, 2,500. First edition PSA 3." Because I figure the ones and twos might be 1 to 1,500. You know, but he said like, "No, one just sold for $4,400." Like, no, it fucking didn't. And I look and I was like, Jesus fucking Christ, one sold for $4,400. And then I look back, I was like, no way, another one sold and I was like, how did I miss this? I felt like Trunks, like looking at the androids, like, there's another one. How could I have missed it? Like, because I wasn't fucking looking. All right, so everything that I always look at, whether it's Tesla, whether it's deals, whether it's Pokemon cards, the data is always there. Like, it's there. It's just a matter of finding it, looking at it, knowing what to look for. I wasn't looking at it. I was not looking at the lower grades because like nobody wants a lower. I guess if it's cool. If you, I don't know, but I don't even know how to do this like mathematically, formulaically, because I've never done this before. I see. Okay, yeah, the 10 will often sell for 5 to 8 times what the 9 is, and the 8 will sell for about 40 to 60% of what the 9 is. So it's about half, and the 7 also gets about half of that. But that breaks down. I've seen it with the Gym Challenge Charizard where the 6s and the 7s are getting like the same. The 6s are getting higher than the 7s because the grades are all wonky, and these are not very good cards. Despite 3 being VG very good, these are not good cards. They look like poop. PSA 1s are getting $1,000. Fuck. That being said, someone did make a offer of, $130,000. Nobody took them up on it, for a first edition PSA 10 Charizard. And the guy said, you know what? I'll even do you one better. If there's a first edition PSA 10 Charizard and that same person has a Shadowless 10 Charizard, he'll pay $200,000 for both. So I'm thinking like, wait, Shadowless 10 Charizard is not $70,000. But if we take the fact that nobody's taking this guy up at $30,000, and I had a guy on Instagram tell me like, he's really known for flipping, but he is the one that has a lot of cards, and he does those crazy deals. He'll buy from people on eBay that have zero feedback, and he will just say like, no, I'll buy him here and then I'll sell up here. Like, that's what he does. And he's like, yeah, people have been like messaging me, and like they're looking to pay like $160,000 for this PSA 10 Charizard. So he's like, he was looking for. He's like, I'll pay 130. I'll pay 140. Like, I'll suck your dick. I was like, whoa. He's like, no, not really. But that's how desperate he is to get one because he knows he could flip it really quickly. So if we take both of those together and we say, okay, $160,000 for first edition PSA 10 Charizard. then we can conclude that someone is also willing to pay about $40,000 for a Shadowless PSA 10 Charizard. And if you look at the last 9 Shadowless Charizard, which is over $7,000, 5 to 8 times that is, that works. That works. So I was like, okay, that math works out. So again, the Shadowless Charizards we have price points for, even though they haven't sold for yet. We just know, what it would sell for just based on those 2 things. The PSA, I'll keep you posted on the lower grades. I'm going to get into them now. I'm going to get into them now. Data shall come. Outside of that, I spent 5 minutes talking about that. CD promos. The CD promos for Charizard, Venusaur, and Blastoise. All of them PSA 9. Sold for $500. As a trio, the Trinity. Then we have a Dark Machamp, first edition PSA 9, sold for $192. A base set Nidorino, first edition PSA 9, $60. I remember when you can get $60 for the 10. Now this is a 9. Rocket Sneak Attack, first edition PSA 9, sold for $81. Dark Dragonite, this was a non-holo, but a first edition PSA 9, sold for $149. Dark Charizard, first edition PSA 8, sold for $595. Wow. And then a pre-release Clefable PSA 7, sold for $750. Nice. So yeah, that one, that there's a pre-release Clefable PSA 8, sold for like $600 something. If I would have known about that, I would have bought that. Like, that should be worth at least $1,800, in my opinion. So see, there's a lot of 7s. There's not a lot of 9s. There's like not a lot of 9s. I think there's like 38 8s. And there's no 10s because they don't exist for that card. So the 9s are 10s pretty much because there are no 10s, and the 8s should be treated as 9s, and the 7s I guess are 8s. And there's one right now that's listed as an authentic. It was graded as PSA. It's authentic. It's a pre-release, and it's a redesigned. And the autograph got, I think, a 9. It's at PWCC auction right now. Current bid's like $400 something. I want it. I don't know if I can get it, but I want it. So yeah, that is the story about that. I will keep you guys posted on those Charizards. Those are freaking insane. That's going to be a main part of this moving forward. Just keeping track of Charizards. I love you guys. I hope you all. This podcast is brought to you by Old Spice. All right, I'll catch you guys later. Okay, bye.